excited to have you here on Amanda on Demanda. Yes, tonight we are going to be hearing some songs from the hit musical Hamilton. Yes, I hope that everybody here is a big Ham fan. Yes, oh my goodness. It's such an incredible show. If you have not watched it yet, I hope after tonight you want to watch it and watch it again and again. You do not have to pay $400 to see this show. It is streaming on Disney Plus. So if you have Disney Plus, you can stream it or do a trial so you can watch it. There's also a lot of clips on YouTube that you can check out. But yeah, like I said, after tonight, I think that is exactly what you are going to want to do. So a couple things before we start. Again, thank you guys all so much for being here. And I'm going to take a second to please remind you to like and subscribe. Like this video, subscribe to the Vaudacity network. Don't miss a single show because we have tons and tons of content for you, old and new. We have incredible shows by very, very talented people. And please also take a minute to tell all of your friends where they should be. I know we had about 25, 28 people a little bit ago. We probably had an ad going on, right? So let's hope that all these people find their way back. So tell your friend if they are not here to please check in. Okay, Hamilton. I've only seen it on Disney Plus, and yes, just I love it. It's so incredible. The message, the casting, the cleverness of these lyrics. It's just amazing. So I have wonderful, wonderful guests here for you tonight. And when I was thinking about what songs I was going to sing and how the show was going to start, I was like, I am going to start with My Shot because I love that. And I started working on it. And one of my guests is the amazing Marcus D. If you don't know Marcus, you're gonna fall in love with Marcus in about 30 seconds. He's an incredible singer, a sweet, sweet, amazing person. And I just, every time I see Marcus on the screen, I'm like, swoon. So I really wanted to show him. And then I remembered that Marcus had actually done My Shot at a picnic. And so I asked Marcus if it would be okay if I, took that video again and showed it on my show, because I think it's the most amazing way to open it. Like I said, you're gonna love it. So here we go. You're about to see My Shot by Marcus D.
Take two. Take two. All right. We're gonna go. We'll do it. I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey, yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. I'm a get a scholarships to King's College. I probably shouldn't drag, but Jack, I'm amazing astonished. The problem is I got a lot of friends with no polish. I got a holler just to be heard with every word I drop. Knowledge, I'm a diamond in the rough. A shining piece of coal, trying to reach my goal. My power of speech, unimpeachable. Only 19, but my mind is older. This new shit getting cold. I showed every burden, every disadvantage. I've learned to manage. I don't have a gun to branch. I walk these streets famished. The plan is the family is sparked into a flame. But damn, it's getting tough, so let me spell out the name. I am the ALEXANDER. We are meant to be a colony that runs independently. But while Britain keeps shitting on us endlessly, essentially attacks us relentlessly. The King George turns around, runs a spending spree. He ain't never gonna set his descendants free. So there will be a revolution in the century. Enter me, he says in parentheses. Don't be shocked when your history book mentions me. I will lay down my life if it sets us free. Eventually, you'll see my ascendancy. And I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey, yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey, yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. It's time to take a shot. I dream a life life without the monarchy. The unrest in France will lead to anarchy. Monarchy, how you say anarchy. When I fight to make the other side panicky with my shot. Yo, I'm a teller's apprentice. I got y'all knuckleheads and local parentis. I'm joining the rebellion cause I know it's my chance to socially advance instead of sewing some pants. So go and take a shot. But we will never be truly free until those in bondage have the same rights as you and me. You and I, you and I. Wait till I sally on the stallion with the first black battalion. Have another shot. Geniuses, lower your voices. Keep out of trouble and you'll double your choices. I'm with you, but the situation is fraught. You got to be carefully taught. If you talk, you're gonna get shot. Bird, check what we got. Mr. Lafayette, hard, bright like Lancelot. I think your pants are caught. Lawrence, I like you a lot. Let's touch your pop. Blacker than a kettle calling the pop. What are the odds of God to put us all in one spot? Popping a spark, a conventional wisdom like it or not. A bunch of revolutionary manumission abolitions. Give me your position, show me where the ammunition is. Am I talking too loud? Sometimes I get overexcited. Shoot off at the mouth. I never had a group of friends before. I promise that I'll make y'all proud. Let's get this guy in front of a crowd. Not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. And you're just like my country. I'm not scrappy and hungry and I'm not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. And you're just like my country. I'm not scrappy and hungry and I'm not throwing away my shot. Everybody say whoa, 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 yeah. Everybody whoa, 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 yeah. Rise up when you're living on your knees. You rise up. Tell your brother that he's gotta rise up. Tell your sister that she's gotta rise up. When are these colonies gonna rise up? When are these colonies gonna rise up? Brothers, everybody's gotta rise up. Brothers, sisters, everybody's gotta rise up, rise up. I imagine that so much it feels more like a memory. When's it gonna get me? In my sleep, 7 feet ahead of me. If I see it coming, do I run or do I let it be? Is it like a beat without a melody? See, I never thought I'd live past 20. Where I come from, some get half as many. Ask anybody why we live and laugh. And we laugh, reach for a blast. We have to make this moment last. That's plenty. Scratch that. This is not a moment, it's a movement. Where are the hungriest brothers with something to prove with? Foes oppose us. We take an honest stand. We roll like Moses, claiming our promised land. And if we win our independence, is that a guarantee of freedom for our descendants? Or will the blood be shed, begin an endless cycle of vengeance and death with no defendants? I know the action in the streets is exciting. Believe me, between all the bleeding and fighting, I've been reading and writing. We need to handle our financial situation. Are we a nation of saints? What's the state of our nation? I'm past patiently waiting, I'm passionately smashing. Every expectation, every action's an act of creation. I'm laughing in the face of casualties and sorrow. For the first time, I'm thinking past tomorrow. And I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. We gonna rise up, rise up. It's time to take a shot. Rise up, rise up. Time to take a shot. Rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up. It's time to take a shot. I'm gonna take a shot, and I am not throwing away my, not throwing away my shot. Thank you.
Wasn't that incredible? Oh my goodness. Yes, that's why I had to start my show with that. I was like, I didn't even care that I wasn't in that. I can't believe it. Takes my breath away. Marcus, I wish that Marcus could be here, but Marcus unfortunately is stuck at work, but fortunately, Marcus is also planning his wedding right now. It is getting very close. So Marcus is way busy. Couldn't make it tonight for those 2 reasons. But obviously, we're all sending all of our love to Marcus and getting out there. Oh, just so excited for him. So yeah, great. I am, again, just in awe of that. So the next thing I'm going to show you, I'm going to just highlights tonight from Hamilton. I'm going to bring one of my trio partners in if you are still available. And that is going to be Julie Barnett. Let's see. Make sure we're ready. And making sure. Oh, I hear you. I don't see you.
I'm here. Just give it a minute.
Oh, okay. Let's make sure we're still. I'm going to switch this view really fast. Okay. There we are. Okay, I'm gonna share you over here. Yay, there you are. So happy to have you back on the show. Yay. So everybody, again, this is Julie.
It's good to be back.
Yeah. And so we recorded an awesome trio for Hamilton. We recorded the Schuyler sisters, which I'm very excited about. So tell me, before we watch our video, tell me, are you a Ham fan? Oh, we hear.
Yes, I am a latecomer Ham fan.
When did you start liking it?
Gosh, I think I started liking about a couple years ago.
Okay, yeah. So you've been on the train a while. You're not brand new.
Okay, so it was probably Okay, all right. There's a delay. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Maybe if you unmute yourself live, that way it won't be.
Oh, you're
3-second delay.
Okay, let's see that. How is that? Can you hear me any better?
Yeah, I can actually hear you better, and I think I can answer you more quickly.
There we go. Sorry, I forgot that I was muted on Zoom.
It's all good. It's all good. So yeah, I was gonna say, like, it was before the pandemic, and I hadn't heard any of the music. Of course, everybody knew about Hamilton,
right?
But I was waiting to. I usually know every line, every word before I see a show, but this one I deliberately waited.
Yeah,
and I'm so glad I did, because hearing and seeing it for the first time was an experience. Ooh. And I've seen it 3 times on the stage.
Yes. Yes. And do you have a favorite song from Hamilton? Oof, that's a tough question.
Oh gosh. I do like Wait For It.
Great song.
I think it's really powerful. Mm-hmm. And I love Satisfied. Those are my top 2.
Yes. Satisfied's gonna come later, because that's definitely up at the top of my list.
Yeah. It's a great one.
That is an incredible song. And how is your little baby boy? We hear him in the background.
Oh, good. Yeah. My friends are playing with him right now, which is where you get the whole surround sound behind the scenes going on here. He's great. He's getting used to people right now.
That's great. Yeah.
He's a COVID baby, so we're socializing him.
Great. And really quick too, how was it recording this trio? Because trios are tough on.
Well, you and I are quite familiar recording trios. We seem to do it quite often.
I know. And with Emily too.
With Emily, yeah, we did 3 Little Maids, and that was pretty good. And I mean, like all of our trios turned out to be really good. And it's not hard, because there's a formula to doing this. You just have to make sure the person who's leading the trio starts first. Like I started 3 Little Maids because I was Yum Yum, you know what I mean? So you start this Hamilton, the Schuyler sisters, because you're Angelica. The person who leads goes first, and then so on and so forth. You layer on.
Perfect. All right. Well, I'll have you come back on, hop back on after it, but let's watch this video and see how it all turned out.
Yep.
Okay, here we go. The Schuyler sisters.
There's nothing rich folks love more than going downtown and slumming it with the poor. They pull up in their carriages and gawk at the students in the commons just to watch them talk. Take Philip Schuyler, the man is loaded. Uh-oh, but little does he know that his daughters, Peggy, Angelica, Eliza, sneak into the city just to watch all the guys at work.
Angelica!
Work. Eliza!
And Peggy.
The Schuyler sisters.
Angelica!
Peggy.
Eliza!
Daddy said to be home by sundown.
Daddy doesn't need to know.
Daddy said that to go downtown.
Like I said, you're free to go.
But look around, the revolution's happening in New York.
Work.
It's bad enough that he wants to go to war.
People shouting in the square.
It's bad enough there'll be violence on our shore.
New ideas in the air. Look around.
Angelica reminds me what we're looking for.
Eliza Eliza. I'm looking for a mind at work. I'm looking for a mind at work. I'm looking for a mind at work. Whoa, work.
Woo! There's nothing like summer in the city. Someone in a rush next to someone looking pretty. Excuse me, miss, I know it's not funny, but your perfume smells like your daddy's got money. Why slumming in the city in your fancy heels? You're searching for an urchin who can give you ideals?
Spur, you disgust me.
Ah, so you've discussed me. I'm a trust fund, baby, you can trust me.
I've been reading Common Sense by Thomas Paine. Some men say that I'm intense or I'm insane. You want a revolution, I want a revelation. So listen to my declaration.
We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal.
And when I meet Thomas Jefferson, I'ma compel him to include women in the sequel.
Work.
Look around at how lucky we are to be alive right now.
Look around, how lucky we are to be alive right now. History is happening in Manhattan, and we just happen to be in the greatest city in the world. In the greatest city in the world. Look
I've been reading Common Sense by Thomas Paine. Some men say that I'm intense or I'm insane. You want a revolution, I want a revelation. So listen to my declaration.
We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal.
Look around at how lucky we are to be alive right now. History is happening in Manhattan, and we just happen to be in the greatest city in the world. In the greatest city in the world. Angelica,
Eliza and Peggy,
the Schuyler sisters.
we're looking for a mind at work.
Hey!
The greatest city in the world.
Yes, that was awesome. Let's see if Julie's still around. You can come on back just so we can say amazing. If not, I know Julie had a couple things that were going on at home. So I hear you.
I'm still here. Sorry.
No, I didn't know because I know you're gonna get going eventually. So. But yes, was that amazing? I loved it.
Yeah, I do need to leave, but
Yes, but I'm so glad that you could pop in. Yes, thank you.
unmute yourself again.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry guys. Too many. I had one more. I'm running my own show again tonight, everybody, and I'm adding guests, which means I'm keeping track of my OBS and my Zoom. So yes, but again, I'm just so happy that you were able to come and share that with us. I hope that you loved it.
No, I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Honestly, you never know when you're doing things remotely how things are going to turn out until the editor puts it together.
There have definitely been times that you're like, oh dear, let's rework this. But the beauty of doing it through that is that there's so much that you can, rework and fix and all that too.
We all did it in one take, so
Yeah.
that's pretty
Seriously,
awesome.
nobody had to go back and be like,
I didn't get any notes from you, so I'm assuming it was okay.
no, it was perfect. So thank you again so much for coming. I'm so
Oh
happy
no,
to
it's
be here.
awesome. Thanks for having me again.
Thank you. All right. Well, enjoy the rest of your night. Tell Aiden we all say hi.
I shall do. Have a good rest of your show. Bye,
Okay,
guys.
Thanks. Bye. All right. Let's hear it again for Julie. Yes. All right. Well, I have lots of other stuff for you. I have another pre-record. Lots of pre-records right in the beginning. I'm going to take a second to remind you to please, if you have a minute, like this video, subscribe to the Vaudacity Network. Also, send out messages to your friends. Tell them what you're doing tonight and how incredible this show is. We just had 2 killer pieces come up. So if you are late, if you just walked in after the show, go back and watch the first 2 numbers because wow, this turned out really wonderfully. All right, so I have another pre-record for you. We're going to welcome back Marcus. Marcus and I, and actually Emily as well, volunteered to help finish out this piece. We decided to record Helpless, which is at the point when it's kind of a funny thing because it travels through time, but it's talking about Eliza and Alexander, kind of how they met up to their marriage. So I hope that you enjoy Helpless, featuring myself and Marcus D. Ooh, I do. Hey! Ooh, I do. Boy, you got me helpless. Look into your eyes and the sky's the limit. I'm helpless. Down for the count and I'm drowning in them. I have never been the type to try to grab the spotlight. We were at a revel with some rebels on a hot night, laughing at my sister as she's dazzling the room. Then you walked in and my heart went boom, trying to catch your eye from the side of the ballroom. Everybody's dancing and the band's at top volume. Trying to the rhythm as we wind and die. Grab my sister and whisper, you're this one, mine. Ooh. My sister makes her way across the room to you. Ooh. And I got nervous thinking, what's she gonna do? She grabs you by the arm, I'm thinking I'm through. Ooh. Then you look back at me and suddenly I'm helpless. Oh, look at those eyes. Oh, helpless. I know. I'm so into you. I am so into you. I know I'm down for the count and I'm drowning in them.
Where are you taking me?
I'm about to change your life.
By all means, lead the way.
Elizabeth Schuyler, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Skylar,
My sister.
Thank you for all of your service.
if it takes fighting a war for us to have met, it would have been worth it.
I'll leave you to it.
1 week later, I'm writing a letter nightly. Now my life gets better every letter that you write me. Laughing at my sister cause she wants to form a harem.
I'm just saying, if you really loved me, you would share him.
Ha! 2 weeks later in the living room stressing. My father's stone-faced while you're asking for his blessing. Dying inside as you whine and dine. And I'm trying not to cry cause there's nothing that your mind can't do. My father makes his way across the room to you. I panic for a second thinking we're through. But then he shakes your hand and says, be true. And you turn back at me and smile and that boy is mine. Helpless, down for the count, and I'm drowning in
Yo,
love.
Eliza, I don't have $1 to my name, an acre of land, troop to command, dollop of fame, alls I have my honor, a tolerance for pain, a couple of card credits in my top-notch brain, insane. Your family brings out a different side of me. Peggy confides in me, Angelica tried to take a bite of me. No stress, my love for you was never in doubt. We'll get a little place in Harlem and we'll figure it out. I've been living without a family since I was a child. My father left, my mother died. I grew up buck wild, but I'll never forget my mother's face. It was real. As long as I'm alive, I swear to God, a lot you never feel so helpless.
I do.
Eliza,
I do.
I never felt so.
Yeah.
Yo, my life is gonna be fine. Eliza's in it.
Look into your eyes and the sky's the limit. I'm drowning in them.
In New York, you can be a new man. In New York, you can be a new man. In New York, you can be a new man.
Yes, right? Gosh, I love that too. I love all of this music. It's so good. Pam's here. I haven't even, I've just been so excited about all of this music. I haven't even said hi to that many people in the chat, but I do appreciate all of you guys being here. I see Pam. I see my mom. Of course, David's here. Corey's here. That means Tim is probably here too. Nick Davila. Hopefully, Christy gets home soon with her son because he was having some surgery. So I'm sending all my best wishes for a nice healing, quick recovery. Melissa Catano's here. Hi, Dari, Christina, Angelica. So happy all of you guys are here. I saw Nicole is here. Welcome. Nicole, sometime soon we're going to have you and Mike and little baby Benji on. So excited. Okay, before I get caught up in the chat and see, who else is here. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to talk about the other things that are coming up. Oh, thanks. Everly says, go, Amanda. I hope Everly heard some of this, that Everly is enjoying it very much. So we're going to move a little bit further into the show. As you know, as I just told you, Eliza is now married to Alexander Hamilton, who just got a message from Denny Siegel. She says hi. So let's all say hi back to Denny. And Denny's not in the chat, but Denny just messaged me saying, I'm still driving, but I wanted to say hi. So hi, Denny, in case you get to watch this later. So I said, Eliza is married to Hamilton, but as you might remember, if you've seen the show, or maybe you haven't seen it yet, her sister, Angelica, who I played in the Schuyler Sisters, Angelica is very much in love with Hamilton. Angelica knows that she has other responsibilities in life, can't really let that distract her from where she needs to be, but she's completely in love with him. So the song that I'm going to sing is one that Julie and I were talking about earlier. It is one of the best songs in the show. It's so good. There are a couple tracks out there that use all the backup singers from the original show, but you all know how we've had some copyright issues, and I talked to Sam, and Sam's like, no, it's going to be fine. But I decided to go with somebody who put together their own tracks, and I'll sing the lead while we have some other people singing the background. So thank you to all of you guys who put this together. I don't remember all of them, but I do remember Winnie. So thank you, Winnie, for putting this together. And all right, I'm going to sing along with them. So again, this is Satisfied from Hamilton. Here we go. Hang on one second. You guys know there's all this tech stuff that happens. Okay, let me reset this. All right. Oh, goodness. This is giving me trouble. My pre-records were all perfect. Now my iPad's being mean. I'm pretty sure I got it all now. So here we go. Third time's a charm. Satisfied.
All right. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Now, everyone, give it up for the maid of honor, Angelica Schuyler.
A toast to the groom,
To the groom, to the groom, to the groom,
to the bride,
to the bride,
from your sister, who is always by your side, to your union,
to the revolution,
and the hope that you provide.
you provide.
May you always be satisfied. I remember that night, I just might. I remember that night, I just might. I remember that night, I remember that. I remember that night, I just might remember that night for the rest of my days. I remember those soldier boys tripping over themselves just to win our praise. I remember that dream like candlelight, like a dream that you can't quite place. But Alexander, I'll never forget the first time I saw your face. I've never been the same. Intelligent eyes and a hunger pang fang. And when you said hi, I forgot your dang name. Set my heart aflame, every heart aflame. This is not a game.
Strike me as a woman who has never been satisfied.
I'm sure I don't know what you mean. You forget yourself.
You're like me, I'm never satisfied.
Is that right?
I have never been satisfied.
My name is Angelica Schuyler.
Alexander Hamilton.
Where Where's your family from?
Unimportant, there's a million things I haven't done, but just you wait, just you wait.
So this is what it feels like to match wits with someone at your level. What the hell is the catch? It's the feeling of freedom, it's seeing the light. It's Ben Franklin with the key and the kite. You see it, right? The conversation lasted 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes. Everything we said in total agreement. It's a dream and it's a bit of a dance. It's a bit of a posture, it's a bit of a stance. He's a bit of a flirt, but I'ma give it a chance. I asked about his family. Did you see his answer? His hands started fidgeting and he looked askance. He's penniless, he's flying by the seat of his pants. Handsome, boy does he know it. Peach fuzz and he can't even grow it. I wanna take him far away from this place. Then I turn and see my sister's face and she is helpless. And I know she is helpless. And her eyes are just helpless. And I realize 3 fundamental truths at the exact same time.
Where are you taking me?
I'm about to change your life.
Then by all means, lead the way.
Number 1. I'm a girl in a world in which my only job is to marry rich. My father has no son, so I'm the one who has to social climb for one. So I'm the oldest and the wittiest, and the gossip in New York City is insidious. And Alexander is penniless. Who doesn't mean I want him any less.
Elizabeth Schuyler, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Skylar.
My sister.
Number 2.
He's after me cause I'm a Schuyler sister. That elevates his status side. Have to be naive to set that aside. Maybe that is why I introduce him to Eliza. Now that's his bride. Nice going, Angelica. He was right. He will never be satisfied.
Thank you for all your service.
If it takes fighting a war for us to meet, it will have been worth it.
I'll leave you to it.
Number 3.
I know my sister like I know my own mind. You will never find anyone as trusting or as kind. If I tell her that I love him, she'd be silently resigned. He'd be mine. She would say I'm fine. She'd be lying. But when I fantasize at night, it's Alexander's eyes as I romanticize what might have been if I hadn't sized him up so quickly. At least my dear Eliza's his wife. At least I keep his eyes in my life. To the groom,
To the groom,
to the bride,
to the bride, to the bride, to the bride.
from your sister, who is always by your side, to your union,
To the revolution,
and the hope that you provide.
you provide.
May you always be satisfied. And I know she'll be happy as his bride.
He's satisfied.
And I know
He's satisfied.
he will never be satisfied. I will never be satisfied. Let's get some applause in there. There we go. Somebody said, oh, Nicole, this one seems hard to sing. Yeah, that one's a challenging one. It's a lot of words. But oh my gosh, I love it. It is absolutely one of my favorites from the show. It's beautiful. It's heartfelt. I said, so as you might have noticed, it's during the wedding and there's kind of a flashback to how she met Alexander and the things that she really felt but couldn't express because, right, yeah, just unfortunately at this time there were just other things that she had to do in her life, so couldn't pursue that. In the play, it's probably a little bit more over dramatized than in real life, but some of the things that they mentioned, like in Helpless, that letter from Angelica really did happen, talking about if only she would just share Alexander. But since we weren't there, we don't know how much of that was just very facetious and how much of that was real feeling. But oh man, it's a really great song. One of my favorites. So let's move on. I have a few more songs from you. Oh, let's see. Oh, hi, Emily's here. Hello, Emily from Downtown Disney. Welcome. I'm also going to remind you, because I didn't do it earlier, if you put into the super chat today or Venmo me or anything like that, you are entered
to win raffle prizes. We've got the ones from last week are already getting to be on their way with people. With my local deliveries, I gotta get talking to you so I can give you your delivery. But it has so many cool things. And for those of you guys who like that Hamilton graphic, might be some stuff coming up, around the bend for that too. So, like I said, super chats, Venmos, that all get you into the raffles to win free stuff from me. So, yay. All right, let's keep going. I have a few more for you. Oh, this is beautiful. A very, very beautiful song. The next song is called That Would Be Enough. Another one I have to borrow a partner. But That Would Be Enough, like I said, is a gorgeous song. And this is while Hamilton is out trying to get, higher and higher ranks in the military, trying to work his way up, get power, get some money, right, get land, everything that he needs to provide for himself, to his legacy, for Eliza. Eliza finds out that she's pregnant. And so in this song, this is how she's telling him. And you can hear Alexander is actually kind of disappointed in what happened. She writes to George Washington and tells him that Washington has to send Hamilton home. So he does. And it's very interesting at this point that Alexander is getting this news about Eliza being pregnant and is selfishly, in a way, thinking about how disappointed he is that he has to come home. But you kind of hear the reasons for it, and you hear Eliza's side in this song. Again, it's very beautiful. So let's get this one started. This is That Would Be Enough. Look around at how lucky we are to be alive right now. Look around, look around.
How long have you known?
A month or so.
Eliza, you should have told
I
me.
wrote to the general a month ago.
No,
I begged him to send you home.
you should have told
I'm
me.
not sorry. I knew you'd fight until the war was
War's
won,
not done.
but you deserve a chance to meet your son. Look around at how lucky we are to be alive right now.
Will you relish being a poor man's wife, unable to provide for your life?
I relish being your wife. Look around, look around. Look at where you are. Look at where you started. The fact that you're alive is a miracle. Just stay alive and that would be enough. And if this child shares a fraction of your smile or a fragment of your mind, look out world, that would be enough. I don't pretend to know the challenges you're facing, the worlds you keep erasing and creating in your mind. But I'm not afraid. I know who I'm marrying, as long as you come home at the end of the day. Well, that would be enough. We don't need a legacy. We don't need money. If I could grant you peace of mind, if you could let me inside your heart, oh, let me be a part of the narrative in the story they will write someday. Let this moment be the first chapter where you decide to stay. And I could be enough, and we could be enough, and that would be enough. isn't that a gorgeous song? I love it. Oh, and I see some super chats here. Thank you guys so much. We got one from Corey Benjamin. You're amazing. Thank you so much. And Emily Thatcher. Yay, another You're Amazing, but a different one. We had an Ava Parasado, and now we have our Corgi, which I love too. And from Ken as well. Thank you so much. Ooh, those are really cool. There's like this cool little graphic with sunglasses that are continuously popping down. Love it. So hello, Ken. Welcome. And so glad to see you here. And thank you so much. All three of you will be on the next wheel when I raffle off some prizes. So if you want to join in that wheel to win free things from me, like I said, super chat, you can do anything from $1 up to, you know, $1 million if you want. I mean, I won't reject $1 million, but I know that's not terribly realistic, but anywhere in between, and you have a chance of winning prizes. So again, thank you all so much for being here. I'm going to take one more minute, and I am going to please remind you to please like and subscribe. Like this video if you have not yet. Subscribe to the Vaudacity Network. Ring that bell so you're always notified whenever I have a show or anybody else's show that is coming up. So yay. Again, thank you all so much for being here. It means the world to me that you're all here. I get one more super chat from my mom saying you're amazing. I know you guys can't see it, but every time I do that, I pop my foot too. Anyways, so let's keep going. I have a few more songs for you. Not too far behind, actually. Hooray. What I have coming up now is my next duet, which my last guest for the night is Paul Carganilla. So I'm going to see if Paul is about ready to pop on. Yay. So let me put up my Paul's video. There you are. Yes.
See me and hear me okay? This is a weird setup.
Yeah, I hear you. Hopefully everybody else does too. But yeah, we hear you. Welcome.
You're rocking this OBS thing. You're like,
man.
Sam who, right?
No, Sam had to help me set a lot of this up. I did come up with this idea of combining OBS and Zoom because as some of you guys might have noticed over the last month or so, maybe 6 weeks, we've seen this Zoom drop in quality. And so I noticed that when I use OBS, it looks much better, except you can see, you know, when I got my messy hair now. but it looks so much better. So, but yeah, like I said, Sam is wonderful and helped me set all this up. So when he's not available,
I can't see your messy hair at all.
That's good. I always tell people, like, I try to straighten my hair, and if I don't use a really hot iron, it starts to remind me that your hair isn't straight. It starts going. But anyways, so I was asking Julie, so I'll ask you too. Are you a Ham fan?
You know, I never really was until this week after you asked me to sing this duet with you. But Jamie and I, when it first came out, like Jamie and I listened to it, the soundtrack all the way through on a long drive. I think we were going up to Napa or something. Mm-hmm. And it was just kind of like, without seeing it, it's hard to connect with it, really. And then, so I knew some of the songs, obviously. I knew My Shot. I knew the King George stuff.
I love King George.
But it wasn't until it came out on Disney Plus and we watched it. We sat and Everly was enthralled. She was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. It was really great. Like, we were crying at parts. And anyone who says, you know, you can't really connect with a musical, stage musical on TV, like,
you're wrong.
I think Hamilton did it really well.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yeah. So we enjoyed it when it was there, but I never really revisited it after that until this week. I've just had it nonstop in my car on my drives to work and home, and it's really incredible. And Lin-Manuel Miranda is just amazing, and you know, several times over the past almost 2 years now, people have been like, you guys have to do a Hamilton night Audacity. And I'm like, we don't have the personnel to like do that show, but tonight you're proving me wrong, man. I think you've inspired, you've got some things in motion in my head that
because if you guys haven't seen Hamilton, there are so many songs, like
47 to be exact.
Oh,
40.
I meant to check before I started. You know, like I don't know if Craig's watching, but Craig, you know, Craig always looks everything up for us. Craig, if you're watching, how long is the soundtrack? how many hours is the soundtrack?
Yeah, we would if we presented it here on Vaudacity, it would probably be a Frank Romeo narrated shortened version.
Yeah.
But I think
for sure, like the songs I'm doing tonight, and there's probably still like five to 10 more crucial songs you could do. You know,
I Googled today, what are the main songs you have to do when doing Hamilton?
Yeah.
Like I'm seriously thinking about this.
Yeah.
And it was like the top all 47 songs ranked. It's like, even song like 20 is like, well, that's one of my favorite songs. So it's like, oof.
Yeah, it's really great. Oh, really quick before I forget, because it's starting to go away on my screen. There's a super chat also from Christy Davila. Thank you so much. Yay. Thank you, Christy. So, and yes, Paul, now there's a lot of saying that Paul is now a Hamilton scholar.
Yes.
In the chat.
Well, yes, I am. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, and Diana Nicole's here too. Hi, Diana. I just walked in. Oh, and apparently Dari is behind the scenes saying, this is Dari, not Craig. I don't know things. It's okay, Dari. Someday Craig will come on. Anyways, so do you have a favorite song from Hamilton, or is it too hard to pick? It's too hard.
I don't know. I don't really know the names of them all. The one you did the 2 songs ago, Angelica's song, that one's powerful, and you rock
good.
that.
Oh,
Great
thank you. Love that.
And I don't know. I don't know if I have a favorite yet.
It's so hard to pick. And they're all very different. That's what's cool about Hamilton is like some of them are similar, but there's a lot of different styles. Like the King George song is very different than anything else. And, you know, like there's that rap, hip hop. There's, you know, that little bit more like old school style going on. There's that very legit thing that I just did. The That Would Be Enough, right? It's a very classic song. So I love that about Hamilton too. Makes it hard to pick a favorite though. Good. And then so when I started this, so before Paul became a Hamilton scholar, I sent this and I said, hey, you know, I think you're gonna like this song and I think that you would sound really good on it. And the song that I thought of was Dear Theodosia, which is beautiful. And you had said, oh, I don't really know, but I can learn it. And then I think it made an impression on you, right?
Oh, it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. And you know, it's that thing we can, you know, any parents can connect to, just wanting to, being filled with so much hope and so much determination to pave a easy, beautiful road for your children. Mm-hmm. And that's, you know, the parallel they're drawing in the song is they're also trying to do that for our country. The country's brand new and their children are brand new. Yeah. And they're the ones who are trying to pave the way towards happiness, success, and the American dream. Right. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful song. I can't wait to see our duet. I haven't seen it.
It's so beautiful. Okay, well then, without further ado, I'll show it because I'm excited too. All right, so here we go. This is Dear Theodosia. Dear Theodosia, what to say to you? You have my eyes, you have your mother's name. When you came into the world, you cried, and it broke my heart. I'm dedicating every day to you. Domestic life was never quite my style. When you smile, you knock me out, I fall apart, and I thought I was so smart. You will come of age with our young nation. We'll bleed and fight for you. We'll make it right for you. If we lay a strong enough foundation, we'll pass it on to you. We'll give the world to you, and you'll blow us all away. Someday, someday, yeah, you'll blow us all away. Someday, someday.
Oh, Philip, when you smile, I am undone. my son. Look at my son. Pride is not the word I'm looking for. There is so much more inside me now. Oh, Philip, you outshine the morning sun, my son. When you smile, I fall apart, and I thought I was so smart. My father wasn't around.
My father wasn't around.
I swear that I'll be around for you. I'll do whatever it takes.
I'll make a million mistakes.
I'll make the world safe and sound for you. We'll come of age with our young nation. We'll bleed and fight for you. We'll make it right for you. If we lay a strong enough foundation, we'll pass it on to you. We'll give the world to you, and you'll blow us all away. Someday, someday. Yeah, you'll blow us all away. Someday, someday.
Beautiful. I love it. Let's see if Paul's still around so we can all say, yay. There you are.
If you wanted me to come back.
No, I know. I forgot to mention it because I was so excited. That's what happens when I get excited. I'm like, let's go. But yeah, it was so beautiful. I loved it. And weren't those harmonies gorgeous?
Thank you for asking me to do that song with you so I could learn it and become a Hamilton scholar. Yes. And thank you for performing it with me and editing it and everything. It was great. Of course. It was
great. All right. Well, thank you for being here. I'm going to keep singing my last few songs.
Thanks for having me on. Have a great rest of your show.
All right. Thanks. Night. Yay. Let's hear it once again for Paul Carganello. I agree with you, Nicole. Nicole says this is one of those songs that is so beautiful and just way too short. Oh, I know. I wish I had like another 2 verses, but at the same time, it's that, short and sweet makes you want to go back for more. Ever since we started working on that, I've been singing it in my head every day, and I keep the same lines just keep popping in, and I'm never tired of them. I love it. So thank you guys. Yes, beautiful harmonies. Yeah, thank you. I know Diana Nicole popped in and out, so if you watch this later, I hope you have a fun time. And yeah. Okay, I have a few more songs for you. One I just decided to do right before the show, so we're going to see how well I remember it. It's another one where there are multiple characters, and I have the same thing where there's another person doing it, but they play a couple different characters. But the one that I want to try tonight, just to see how it goes, is The Room Where It Happens. Such a fun song. This is Aaron Burr, and it's kind of the moment that Burr really changes in the show. In the beginning, I mean, obviously in the beginning, he was already kind of, I'm Aaron Burr, like I'm a guy, I do this, I have, I have privilege, all this stuff. But at this point, Burr really takes a turn and realizes what he wants in life and starts that drive, which, leads to the unfortunate ending of the show. But so this is a turning point. So this is The Room Where It Happens. Mr. Secretary.
Mr. Burr, sir.
Did you hear the news about good old General Mercer?
No.
The Claremont Street?
Yeah.
They renamed it after him. The Mercer legacy is secure.
Sure.
All he had to do was die.
Now that's a lot less work.
We ought to give it a try.
Huh.
And how are you going to get your debt plan through?
I guess I'm going to finally have to listen to you.
Really?
Talk less, smile more. Do whatever it takes to get my plan on the Congress floor.
Now Madison and Jefferson are merciless.
Well, hate the sin, love the sinner.
Hamilton.
I'm sorry, Burr, I've gotta go.
But
decisions are happening over dinner.
Two Virginians and an immigrant walk into a room, diametrically opposed foes. They emerge with a compromise, having opened doors that were previously closed. Bros. The immigrant emerges with unprecedented financial power, a system he can shape however he wants. The Virginians emerge with the nation's capital. And here's the piece de resistance. No one else is in the room where it happened, the room where it happened, the room where it happened. No one else is in the room where it happened, the room where it happened, the room where it happened. No one really knows the game is played, the art of the trade, how the sausage gets made. We just assume that it happens, but no one is in the room where it happens. Thomas claims
Alexander was on Washington's doorstep one day in distress and disarray.
Thomas claims
Alexander said, I know where else to turn, and basically begged me to join the fray.
Thomas claims
I approached Madison and said, I know you hate him, but let's hear what he has to say.
Thomas claims
Well, I arranged the meeting, I arranged the menu, the venue, the seating.
But no one else was in the room where it happened, the room where it happened, the room where it happened. No one else was in the room where it happened, the room where it happened, the room where it happened. No one knows how the party gets here. Yes, the pieces are sacrificed in every game of chess. We just assume that it happens, but no one else is in the room where it happens. Meanwhile, Madison is grappling with the fact that not every issue can be settled by committee.
Meanwhile,
Congress is fighting over where to put the Capitol. It isn't pretty. Jefferson approaches with a dinner and invite. Madison responds with Virginian insight.
maybe we can solve one problem with another and win a victory for the Southerners. In other words, a quid pro quo, I suppose. Wouldn't you like to work a little closer to home? Actually, I would. Well, I propose the Potomac, and you'll provide him his vote. Well, we'll see how it goes. Let's
No.
go. One else was in the room where it happened, the room where it happened, the room where it happened.
No one else was in the room where it happened, the room where it happened, the room where it happened. My God, but we never really know what gets discussed. Click, boom, then it happened. No one else was in the room where it happened.
Alexander Hamilton.
What did they say to get you to sell New York City down the river?
Alexander Hamilton.
Did Washington know about the dinner? Was there presidential pressure to deliver?
Alexander Hamilton.
Or did you know, even then, that it doesn't matter where you put the U.S.
'Cause
Capitol?
we'll have the banks. We're in the same spot.
You got more than you gave.
And I wanted what I got. When you got skin in the game, you stay in the game. But you don't get a win unless you play in the game. Oh, you getting love for it, you're getting hate for it, you're getting nothing if you wait for it, wait for it, wait. God help and forgive me. I wanna build something that's gonna outlive me. What do you want, Bird? What do you want, Bird? If you stand for nothing, Bird, what will you fall for?
I wanna be in the room where it happens, the room where it happens, the room where it happens. I wanna be in the room where it happens, the room where it happens, the room where it happens. I wanna be in the room where it happens. I wanna be in
The room where it happens, the room where it happens. I wanna be in the room where it happens.
I wanna be. I've got to be in that room.
The art of the
Compromise. Hold your nose and close your eyes.
We wanna lead us to save the day.
But we don't get a say in what they trade away.
We dream of a brand new start.
But we dream in the dark for the most part. Dark as a tomb where it happens. I've got to be in the room where it happens. I've got to be. I've got to be. I've got to be in the room
where it happens.
Wanna be in the room where it happens.
I wanna be in the room
Where it happens. Click, boom. That's another really fun one. Here we go. Some applause. Yay! Here we go. Oh man, yes, I love that. That's one of my favorite little word plays. They do that a lot of time. In case you didn't know, Aaron is the bursar of the college. So there's a lot of that, that Hamilton walks around and he calls Aaron Burr, Mr. Burr, sir, right? So Mr. Burr, sir, or Burr, sir. It's a good, like I said, it just speaks to the incredible mind of Lin-Manuel Miranda. Who would have thought of that, right? It's great. So I'm going to take one more minute because we're going to have one more song to go. So take one more minute to say, please like this video and subscribe to the Vaudacity Network. We love having you here at the show, so you don't want to miss one that happens. Really quick before we go on, I didn't end up getting promos for this week, promo slides, because I had all kinds of stuff going on getting ready for the show. As you might have noticed, this is probably one of my most ambitious, no, I'm not going to even say that. It is my most ambitious show yet. So everything today was getting those final touches together. But I do know that we have a couple things going on. I forgot to ask Paul earlier if there's going to be an In the Cove on Friday. I believe that there will. Yay, Dari stepping up, though. Coming up on Saturday on the Vaudacity Network. I believe that I have, let's see. I'm going to take a guess. Wait. Yes, I have this promo ready. Saturday, we have John Mayer and Taylor Swift night. So please join us for that. It's going to be a really good show. I've seen some of the people signing up for the songs, and it's going to be awesome. So look for that. I can't wait. And then I don't have a slide for it, but on Tuesday night, we have a Dancing with Dari this week. And Dari also said, that's all that I know that's happening. Of course, there is one more little promo, of course, a little further out. But we have our Polly's Picnic on a boat. Yay! So that's coming up in April. So if you want to join us on the cruise, you got to get in touch with Anna, Daria, Christina. They will get the ball rolling for you. So join us because that's going to be really fun. Prepare for one more round of applause. All right. I'm going to get going with one more song. We're actually not too far behind. I was like, I think that this is going to take about an hour, but I wasn't sure if it was going to take an hour, if it was going to take, an hour and a half. But so far, so good. So the last song that I'm going to do for you is so emotional. Sometimes I get really lost in this song. So take a deep breath before I start. This is Burn. Burn is what happens when it's revealed that Alexander has had an affair with a woman and was being blackmailed by her husband. And instead of trying to keep it quiet, trying to save face, which he had an opportunity to do, he went out and put it out in the papers himself rather than have it look like some other financial shenanigans were going on with him. He decided that revealing that he had this affair and that he's been paying this woman and her husband off every month, that was more important to him, that truth, and didn't really consider what it would mean to Eliza. So yeah, this is her song. After that, she talked in an earlier song, Helpless, about how many letters they had written to each other and everything that meant to her. And in this moment, she decides to burn it all. And she actually does burn it on stage. It's quite moving. Yeah. I can't burn anything for you. The fire alarm will go off. But imagine that there is a burning letter in my hand and burning piles around me. So here we go. I am going to do Burn.
I saved every letter you wrote to me. From the moment I read them, I knew you were mine. You said you were mine. I thought you were mine. Do you know what Angelica said when we saw your first letter arrive? She said, be careful with that one, love. He will do what it takes to survive. You and your words flooded my senses. Your sentences left me defenseless. Built me palaces out of paragraphs. You built cathedrals. I'm rereading the letters you wrote to me. I'm searching and scanning for answers in every line, for some kind of sign. And when you were mine, the world seemed to to you. You told the whole world how you brought this girl into our bed. In clearing your name, you've ruined our lives. Do you know what Angelica said when she'd read what you'd done? She said, you've married an Icarus. He has flown too close to the sun. You and your words obsessed with your legacy. Your sentences border on senseless, and you are paranoid in every paragraph with how they perceive you. You. I'm erasing myself from the narrative. Let future historians wonder how Eliza reacted when you broke her heart. You've torn it apart. I'm watching it burn. Watching it burn. World has no right to my heart. The world has no place in our bed. They don't get to know what I said. I'm burning the memories, burning the letters that might have redeemed you. You forfeit all rights to my heart. You forfeit the place in our bed. You'll sleep in your office instead, with only the memories of when you were mine. I hope that you burn. Yeah, isn't that a song? Like I said, that one definitely gets to me. It is heartbreaking to feel that, especially when you think about it. It's these songs, you hear are so close. You think about how excited she was, when she met Alexander, when they fell in love, to be married. Everything about her when she's pregnant, everything about her is just their love, and it's so strong, and it's her driving force. And then in this moment, it's kind of gone, and she doesn't know what to do except be angry. And it's just amazing. And just as a moment in history, after Alexander, they do, of course, make up eventually. It takes, unfortunately, the death of their son, and it brings them back together. But Eliza goes on after Alexander Hamilton dies. He died very young, and she was very young. And she went on to be this just incredible person, a philanthropist. She funded an orphanage in New York, and she was, helping all these kids, making sure that they stayed safe, that they were, fed and cared for, educated, everything. She dedicated her life to service after that, to improve the lives of others, especially orphans, because Alexander had been an orphan and had such a terrible, terrible childhood. She wanted to make sure, the kids that she could help didn't have to go through that either. So she's really, truly an amazing person. There's a lot of talk about Hamilton, right? It's about Hamilton, but really the hero of the show is Eliza. So next time you watch it, or if you watch it, think about that. Who's it really about? Especially if you watch the ending, which I almost sang the last song, but it's too much. Who lives, who dies, who tells your story? Because she's the last one
who lives. And so there's a lot of talk about, is this really just a story about Eliza disguised in Hamilton? So, oh man, well, with that, I am just so pleased with how this went. Thank you guys all so much for being here with me. Of course, I always want to thank our amazing Vaudacity team. See if my sound will work today. We have an amazing team here at Vaudacity. There we go. Keep this nice and low. Of course, I want to thank Dari and Christina and Heather for running our socials and getting the word out about my show and other shows on this network. Thank you again, always to Sam, who, while not behind the wheel tonight, met with me today to make sure everything was tip-top shape and running. And yeah, that was just incredibly wonderful. So thank you for getting me on my feet. And Chris Paul for being here today. And of course, starting up this Vaudacity network, which is just an amazing place to be. And thank you to my guests too, Julie, for being on the show, Emily and Marcus for recording these amazing songs. I'm just thrilled beyond belief with how everything went. So no Hunter tomorrow, but stay tuned for our picnic and everything else coming up next week. I cannot wait to see you all for another incredible show leading up to Thanksgiving. So I will see you next Wednesday. Thank you guys again so much for being here. Good night.